Hello and welcome to another booktube video from me, Lauren, from Lauren and the Books. This hairstyle, I got very worn out doing this hairstyle. You have to hold your hands up high for a very long time to get these plaits in. Look at that. Appreciation. I keep seeing it everywhere as like a festival hairstyle with like glitter in the parting. My dear God, I wish I had glitter in my parting. Today, as you may have guessed from the title, I'm going to be doing a currently reading. Now, I don't think I've ever done a currently reading video before. I've mentioned it, I do a lovely chat every month, which I really do love filming. And within that video, I mention what I'm reading at the time. But I thought I would do a currently reading. I'm actually in the middle of 6 books at the moment, so I thought I would do it proper and show you all 6 books that I'm reading at the moment. Just to tell you how I'm getting on with my reading and stuff. The reading slump has been completely busted. I am feeling wonderful. I've got a really, really crinkled shirt on. I do apologise, but I can't be bothered to iron a t-shirt. Come on, guys. So anyway, let's go on with what I'm reading. We'll start with the audiobook I'm listening to. I'm listening to Why I'm No Longer Speaking to White People About Race by Rennie Edo-Lodge. Finding it very interesting, finding it very hard-hitting, powerful stuff in there. And really, really opening my eyes to a lot of stuff that I did not know about concerning the history of black people in this country. And just reiterating some thoughts I've got about the BNP. There's an amazing sort of transcription between Rennie when she's interviewing the former head of the BNP and just the bonkers shit he's coming out with. And I've just listened to a really, really good bit about this sort of like backlash, I guess backlash is probably the word I would use, about when it was announced that a black actress would be playing Hermione in the stage show of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, and that was really like food for thought. So really interesting, really would recommend people listen to it. It's not a really super long one. It's narrated by Rennie herself, which is always a complete bonus when you're listening to an audiobook. And yeah, finding it really, really good and strong. Amazing. She's amazing. The next book, I'll do all the non-fiction while I'm doing it. The next one is one that I've been reading for a while now. It is Girl Trouble, Panic and Progress in the History of Young Women by Carol Dyehouse. This is one that I've been reading for a while. I bought it from the London Review Bookshop, which is why I've got a London Review Bookshop bookmark in there. When I went on a booktube meetup, which I think was like earlier this April, maybe? I want to say April. And I've sort of been dipping in and out of it since then. I say dipping in and out, I'm on the 2nd chapter, I'm 68 pages in. It is something that I will definitely get round to reading, but it is a lot more academic than I thought it would be. It's about women, and whenever there's a sort of like bother in the past, it's always been put down to women. So so here it says in the 1920s, brazen flappers staying up and out all night in the 1920s, inappropriate places for Mars bars in the 1960s, or Courtney Love's mere existence in the 1990s. So just sort of like throughout the ages, what bother women have had to put up with. And I am really enjoying it, but I keep like going away and not coming back to it. Also, it's very wordy. So it's sort of like something I need to dedicate some time to, which actually David's just told me he's getting the later train home. I might dedicate some time to it now. I'll do one more non-fiction, and that is this that I'm really enjoying. So I may well have shown this. I don't think I have, but I've definitely spoken to it to a lot of people. Maybe that's just why I'm thinking about it. And I am currently reading, I got this from the library, so excuse the shiny cover, Everything We Touch, a 24-hour inventory of our lives by Paula Zuccotti. So this is a book that throughout it, you have a double-page spread of everything that someone has touched within a 24-hour period. And I love to look at everything that these people have touched and then work out from that what age, sex, location, race, occupation, what they do, and all of those things based on the items. Sometimes I get it right, sometimes I get it wrong, but it's a really fun game and a really exciting thing to do. I would recommend this. I think this is a really good present. It's a really good coffee table book to have. I'm this far through, so I'm about half of the way through. As I said, I'm quite good at them. And yeah, so they're from like, they span over, I believe there's someone in every continent. There's age ranges of all sorts of people. What I didn't realise is that Paula Zuccotti, her mum, dad, her twin brothers, and I assume maybe more of her family appear in this, which is a really nice personal touch. Loving this, really, really enjoying it. So let me just give you one now. So for instance, this one. Lots of this. So just based on this, I would think this was a woman, because I can see women's underwear. I would guess that they are from, and I like to look really deeply at the language on there. So that says Torres Mones. So I would guess like a Spanish-speaking country. I would guess she was a musician of some sort, based on this, or potentially maybe a photographer. This looks like quite a lot of photography equipment for it just to be a hobby. So I would probably guess at photographer. Although there is some Whittard's tea down there, which is definitely an English company. There's a National Geographic magazine here with Spanish language on. So yeah, there's a dog bowl there, so she's obviously a dog owner. So yeah, those are, and then you turn over to the next page. Her name is Claudia. She's 41. She's a filmmaker, and she's from Madrid. Doing very well, aren't I? So yeah, really fun. Really enjoying that. So let's move on to some more. Let's move on to some fiction, shall we? So I'll do short stories first. So I started reading this short story collection at the beginning of the month. I read the first one in the bath, and my plan was to read one a month in the bath as I look round the corner thinking I've left the bathroom window open that Minnie might jump out. And I did that. I haven't read anything in the bath since, because the other books I've been reading in the bath. So the first short story I believe was fine. It was called The Ali Ali O, and it was about two kids travelling with their mum in the car, and the mum just sort of like picking a route and it being completely random. These are all sort of from Belfast to London and back again. The 11 stories that comprise Caldwell's first collection explore the many facets of growing up. So it's all about growing up. So I will continue with this. I don't know if I'll get it done this month, because as I say, I like to read them in the bath. The next one's called 13, and it's quite a long one, but I'm also reading that as well. And then the two fiction books I'm reading at the moment, one of which is I'm over halfway through, and it's quite a quick read, so I will get it done. This is another library. Hell a lot of library books. This is called The Girl Before by J.P. Delaney. This is not ordinarily something I would pick up. I do enjoy a sort of thriller, but I feel like I've reached my fill of them. I've reached my fill of thriller. All filler, no thriller. All filled of thrills. But this is I'm reading this for my book club at work. Somebody else put this in, and I've got to say, I am enjoying it, guys. It's really like, it's almost like a guilty pleasure, and I hate saying that, because nothing should really be a guilty pleasure, because you should just be able to enjoy everything. But it's not going to win any literary prizes for being the most beautifully written book or something like that. However, it is a page turner, and I do feel interested in it, and it's taken a bit of a turn at the end that I wasn't suspecting. So hats off to you, JP Delaney. Yeah, I'm enjoying it, and it is a speedy read. I would say if you're into thrillers and sort of like crimey books, then this is a great. Sadly, I think they only do it in hardback at the moment. It would be a good summer read. I feel like maybe this might be one that I recommend to a few people if they want to get it on their Kindle and stuff. But yeah, enjoying it. Probably might even end up being a 4-star. Imagine that. And then the last book, which I've just started in the bath now, and I am in love with it already. I've read double. There's so much of it I've read. That much and that much. It is Tipping the Velvet by Sarah Waters. Now, first of all, this front cover's amazing. This is also a library book. It's a naked hardback published by Virago. These are a set. I don't know what the set is called, but they create a series where all the pictures merge together. I remember Mercedes has them because she bought 2 of these when we were in Harbour Books in Whitstable, which coincidentally is where the story starts off. Now, I don't know if the story will continue to be in Whitstable, but already I fucking love it. Listen to this, and I know I do this often, but listen to this first line. Have you ever tasted a Whitstable oyster? If you have, you'll remember it. Some quirk of the Kentish coastline makes Whitstable natives, as they are properly called, the largest and the juiciest, the savouriest yet the subtlest oysters in the whole of England. Whitstable oysters are, quite rightly, famous. The French, who are known for their sensitive palates, regularly cross the channel for them. They are shipped in barrels of ice to the dining tables of Hamburg and Berlin. Why, the king himself, I heard, makes special trips to Whitstable with Mrs. Keppel to eat oyster suppers in a private hotel, and as for the old queen, she dined on a native a day, or so they say, till the day she died. Now, you may have seen me vlogging in Whitstable. Whitstable is one of my favourite places on this earth, and David and I live quite close. We like to spend weekends down there all year round. Like, it's beautiful in the summer, it's beautiful in the winter. There's amazing shops, restaurants, the bars, the beach is beautiful. There's a lovely market. There's just an amazing vibe there. So picking this up, which I was excited about reading anyway, because I haven't read any Sarah Waters and I only hear good things, to find that it's set in Whitstable, this is this is good. I'm too nervous to say, like, I think this is going to be amazing and wonderful, because I said that about The Power and then I ended up giving it 3 stars. But I think this is going to be amazing and wonderful. So those are the books that I'm reading at the moment. Let me know if you have read any of those books before. And what you're reading. I'm always interested in hearing what you're reading. How is Wednesday going? I'm about to go to my friend's house for dinner, which I probably might even put on my Instagram stories. Keep an eye on those tonight, guys. My friends and David and I, so my friend Adam and Hazel, and my boyfriend David, who I'm sure you've all met, we've started a thing where we go to each other's house for dinner, sort of once every other week anyway, and we decided to start working our way through the alphabet and cooking something from different countries, varying wherever the alphabet is. So we're starting with A. We're both doing A. So I think they're doing Australia tonight. We think we're going to do America. Then we've got to move on to B. So if anyone's got any good places that we could cook food from, beginning with B, I'd be well into it. It's got to be like vegetarian accessible. But yeah, so that's what we're doing tonight, and I'm very excited about it. So hope you're all well. It's lovely to see you. Look at my lovely hair. Have another little look at that. There we go. That's very impressive, isn't it? And I'll see you all again soon for another BookTube video.